Greetings from the hearth. I'm Volkmom, and today I want to tell you a bit about one of my favorite European herbs, plantain. And no, I'm not talking about jungle fruit. The Latin name is Plantago major, and it is a polite little weed that you've likely been stepping on your whole life. It doesn't demand much attention. It grows in grass lawns and even up through the cracks of concrete. From a short rhizome, a radial rosette of ovate, blunt leaves grows out, and the leaves are somewhat round and strongly ribbed, hence the old name ribwort. It has a few sparse flower spikes with tiny little brown clusters. Leftist, anti-white herbalists love to point out that the Indians gave this plant the name white man's foot, because everywhere the white man went, this herb would follow and begin to grow. It's no mystery that our wise ancestors carried this ancient plant medicine with them. From Mrs. Greaves' Herbal from 1931, we read, "The broad-leaved plantain seems to have followed the migrations of our colonists to every part of the world, and in both America and New Zealand it has been called by the Aborigines the Englishman's foot or the white man's foot, for wherever the English have taken possession of the soil, the plantain springs up." Decoctions of plantain have entered into almost every old folk remedy, and it was often combined with comfrey and dock. In the Highlands, the plant is still called to this day Slan Lus, or plant of healing, from a firm belief of its virtues. The traditional uses are numerous, yet even today we find that plantain is still here to help us. I once had a terrible wisdom tooth that had fully developed and even become abscessed. It was so terribly painful. The pain would come and go, but when it struck, it was excruciating. I learned about plantain as a remedy for toothache and would quickly run out to the yard, pick several leaves, chew them, and pack them into the tooth. It did relieve the pain temporarily. In all the years learning about this herb, what I've gathered most is that plantain's main action is its incredible drawing power. It has the ability to draw out that which needs to be moved. For instance, psyllium, which comes from the seeds of plantain, is a product which is marketed as a laxative. The most practical everyday use of this herb here on our farm is with bee stings. In our experience, it is the premier remedy. No need to purchase a pharmaceutical, just simply pick a few leaves, chew them well, and plaster to the sting. Oftentimes, the plant is right under your foot. The poultice relieves the pain and actually draws out the stinger and the venom. I use this on my children often, and they actually request it. I would not hesitate to use this on a snake bite or a dog bite if I had to. There is plenty of documentation to support its use as such. Another wonderful use of plantain is for drawing out phlegm from the lungs. I use it often for this ailment during colds and congestion. You can make a tea or take the leaf extract. To make an extract or tincture, you harvest the fresh leaves, chop them up as small as you possibly can, place them in a glass jar, and pour over them strong vodka to cover the herb. Put the lid on really tight and then shake the jar twice a day for 3 to 4 weeks. This process is fairly forgiving, but that's a general guideline. After that time passes, strain the herb out and squeeze and press as much of the liquid out as you can, and you will have a finished tincture. You can use that process for any herbal extract. The dosage can vary, but usually it's about a quarter teaspoon 3 times a day. Although there is a lot more wonderful information about this herb, I chose only to speak about our personal experiences with using plantain today. I sincerely hope you'll learn to identify this herb and let it help you too. After all, it's been with us Europeans for a very long time, wherever we've traveled, and I don't think that's just a coincidence. I hope you enjoyed this segment, and thank you so much for listening. Hail Frigg, goddess of the hearth and home.